everybody! I'm Ryan. And today we're going to talk about the Pioneer Metagame. As with all my metagames, this is technically a winner's metagame since Magic Online only posts top 32s, but this is still reflective of the overall metagame. Let's jump into it with the graph. This is the graph. Hi, graph. Sitting at the very top, to nobody's surprise, is Rakdos Midrange with 17.5% of the metagame. In second is Gruul Aggro with 15.6% of the metagame. And then a large jump down to 5-color Enigmatic Incarnation being 8.1% of the metagame. And Phoenix in fourth with 6.3% of the metagame. This is obviously dominated by two decks, right? Rakdos Midrange, Gruul Aggro. You need a reason to not play those two decks, but let's talk about these decks, starting with Phoenix. Phoenix has been around Pioneer for a very long time. It's looking to play a ton of instants and sorceries, get a ton of them in the graveyard, be able to draw a ton of cards off of things like Treasure Cruise as a reward for filling our graveyard, and by putting Arc-like Phoenix into our graveyard to then cast a bunch more instants and sorceries, bring back a bunch of Arc-like Phoenixes all at once because we've drawn so many cards and discard so many cards and all of that stuff, and then defeat your opponents in just a few fell swoops. If they answer the Arc-like Phoenixes, you just bring them back. On top of all of that, they play in a bunch of removal spells, and so it's a very synergistic, tempo-y, mid-range, almost combo deck. 5-color Enigmatic Incarnation, which is my favorite deck in the format. I love playing this deck. Is a Yorion deck, so it's miserable to play in paper, unfortunately. But what it is attempting to do is it has a few combos. Number one is playing the Overlords alongside Zur Eternal Schemer, being able to man up those Overlords, still get the triggers, give them lifelink, hexproof, all that stuff. It's also an Up the Beanstalk deck, so you get to capitalize on those Overlords and Leyline Binding. And then on top of all of that, we have Enigmatic Incarnation, the namesake card of the deck, where we can sacrifice enchantments, so we're playing a lot of enchantments, to grab a creature from our deck that costs one more. And so we get to also be a toolbox deck, which is super fun and very good. Gruul Aggro is obviously the premier aggro deck of the format. It plays the mice combos that standard decks play. There's just playing small red creatures, getting a lot of Valiant and mice synergies with Manifold Mouse, Emberheart Challenger, Heartfire Hero, making sure you get those triggers every single turn with, again, Manifold Mouse and Innkeeper's Talent, finishing your opponent off with burn spells like Burst Lightning, getting stuff out of the way, being able to trample over with Monstrous Rage. It's just all in aggro and very, very hard to answer before you die. And then the most popular deck is Rakdos Midrange. This big product of essentially being able to play 8 Fable the Mirror Breakers with Unholy Annex alongside Fable. Are capitalizing on all of this card advantage with just being a very good 1-for-1 deck and playing very powerful creatures like Bloodtithe Harvester, Fear of Missing Out, Blade of the Oni, Shieldred, stuff like that. Tear apart your hand, tear apart your board, attack, draw a ton of cards. I have more cards than you, I win the game. But that is the Pioneer metagame. If you like this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. Check me out on social medias. Links are above me and in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.